and I, you and I, if we let go, you and I, you and I, wonder why you do those things.
So I've been featuring a lot of videos which showcases dual swords the past few weeks. It started with the Prisma dual cleavers and then the Nami Skylar Prime. I just love these weapons because despite of the really low range, they are really a beast in terms of killing because most of them can be modded with the hybrid status mod combo. And now, yet another beast was added in the rooster of dual swords, and that is the dual Keres. Okay, let me tell you how amazing the dual Keres is, and how you can wreak havoc with this awesome melee weapon. Dual swords are never appealing to some because of their low range. In fact, only a few of them are used and most of the time, they may have some special features, or they just look really cool which is why players decides to use them. In terms of dual Keres, it has some really interesting features and, if you take a look at its stats, you will recognize how powerful the critical stats of this melee weapon. It packs a 28% critical chance and a whooping 2.6 times critical damage multiplier. Aside from that, it has a good status chance and best part is, it's really fast with an amazing 1.25 attack speed. Another good thing about this weapon, and one feature I really love about most weapons, is that, its damage is mainly composed of slash damage which I really love because of those bleed procs. So overall, the bad side of this weapon is its low range but the good side are, it's fast, it's deadly and it can tear enemies into pieces in seconds. Now as you can see, the critical of this weapon is really insane. In fact, it only took 2 times combo multiplier to get those orange criticals. It just shreds these corrupted bombards so fast even with those high armors they have. The only thing that I don't like aside from range is that dual Keres slam attacks displaces enemies. You probably know by now that we will be getting the ability to aim our slam attacks in Melee 3.0. That's really a good thing as not only does it provides a bit of crowd control and the ability to close the gap between you and your target, but it also opens up enemies to finishers. The Nami Skylar Prime can do that but the dual Keres is somehow inefficient for this stuff as it ragdolls the enemies. Well, it's not really a big problem but it would be cool to knock down enemies in place like the Nami Skylar Prime does. Okay, now that we know the pros and cons of using this weapon, let's proceed to how I usually mod a dual Keres. So right after a couple of tests, I find these mods really powerful for the dual Keres. Like I've said earlier, most dual swords are monsters because they can be modded with a hybrid status and critical combo and, this is how I mod this melee weapon. Now, I did try Weeping Wounds at first, and added Gladiator Might in the other mod slot but, it doesn't perform well compared to my final mod setup, especially with the viral status on this weapon. Do remember that the Carving Mantis stance have a guaranteed slash procs on its attacks which perfectly synergies with the viral status. The viral status halves the enemy's life, making it easier to kill them with the slash and bleed procs. Not to mention that this stance also have impact procs which adds to the damage output because of the condition overload mod. Now, take note that these are 2 guaranteed procs resulting to 120% more melee damage. Now, add the viral proc and it will give you 180% more melee damage which is pretty insane. Before I show you how dual Keres performs with this mod setup against different faction, I would just like to say that you can interchange the elemental output of the 2 dual status mods. You can use Corrosive with the Voltaic Strike and Virulent Scourge mods for heavy armored units, or you can go with Volcanic Edge and Virulent Scourge for gas damage perfect for Corpus faction. However, I really suggest trying out the viral variation as it's more like an all-rounder build for the dual Keres. Okay, now let me give you a short demo.
those things, you know you got me going insane. Fire and ice, going in ties, cause we want to, want to. Why you go and play those games? Can we just cut to the chase? Fire and ice, we'll do it all night if you want to, want to. Cause this will be the last time.
So that's how amazing dual Keres is. It's probably one of those melee weapons that you should try if you are not too bothered about range at all, or just like to shred enemies into pieces. I definitely suggest that you try this dual swords for yourself, as it's really fun to use. So that's it. Hope that you enjoy watching this video. Before you leave, please do me a favor and hit that like button. If it's your first time visiting this channel, then you can be a part of the Grind team and receive daily Warframe updates from this channel by simply clicking that big red subscribe button below. Just remember to turn on notifications so you can receive all the updates from this channel. Thank you so much for watching. Squad Leader signing off.